Hey everybody, I'm Mark Brown with Motomark One, and welcome to the Motomark One driving facility. We're going to go over a couple of things with you today. One, about how to properly set your seat for the optimal driving experience, and two, we're going to dispel the myth of blind spots. So the first thing we're going to do when we get in the car is we want to set the height, usually about 4 fingers, to the top of your head to the top of the car. What this does, it raises your eyes up into the upper half of the windshield. We want to be looking up and out. And have you ever noticed that the rear view mirror is at the upper half of the windshield? That keeps your eyes up and on the road. So once you've got the seat height done, some are done by electric, some are done by a lever, the next thing you want to do is you want to set your distance between your chest and the steering wheel. This is usually about 12 inches, and you can do that with the lever at the bottom of the seat, or maybe it's electric as well. When you've got that distance, put your hands at the 9 and 3 hand position on the steering wheel. Reason for this, CNC, comfort and control. Notice where your hand controls are, right there at 9 and 3. The other reason is when our hands are at 9 and 3, it gives us 180 degrees of turn without ever really having to let go of the wheel, which is a good thing. Once we've got the height and our distance, with that distance, I'm looking for a slight bend in the arms. What I'm looking for is a slight bend in the legs. So you want to make sure that you're close enough that you have that. Reason why is if you were to hit something solid, you would absorb on impact. Whereas if you're way back and you tense up, you may break. So comfort and control, that's what we're looking for. Legs, slight bend. Left foot is over on the dead pedal. We call it the dead pedal because there's no gas or no brake. It's just dead. The neat part about this is once the height and the distance is set, then you want to set your seat. And on the seat, we don't want it laying down. We want to bring it upright so that our thighs are touching the cushion part and the backs of our shoulder blades are touching the upper part of the seat. This kind of cradles us and helps us stay nice and centered in the seat versus sliding all around. The next thing you want to do on the seat is you want to set your head restraint. Not a head rest, a head restraint. What this has done is you take the back of your skull right there about the curve, and you want to make sure that that curve in the skull is just barely touching or about maybe an inch off of it. And what this does, it restrains the head from snapping back. If it's down too low and you get hit from behind, then you get a common injury called whiplash. Very painful. When the head restraint is in the proper position, it stops the head from snapping back, therefore reducing those chances of you getting whiplash. So we've got the height, got the distance, got our seat, got our head restraint. Next thing we want to do, we're going to work on that myth about the mirrors and blind spots. We call it an enhanced mirror setting. In order to do this, I'm going to close the door. Now, when we set our mirrors on the inside mirror is set so you can get the most visibility out the back. When we go to set our mirrors here on the outside, you were probably taught to be able to see the side of the car. And that's okay if you're backing up. But if you're traveling up the interstate or down a multi-lane highway, we've got a way of doing it so that you don't have a blind spot. So in order to set the mirror properly, move your head over to where your window would be, and you want to kick out your left mirror, move it out until you can see your passenger door handle in the lower right corner of this mirror. Once that's done, sit back upright. You will not see the side of the car. But what you will see is the left lane, and a vehicle, even as small as a motorcycle, if it's passing you, it will be in the mirror all the way until it disappears in the mirror. Then it appears in your peripheral vision, which means I never lost sight of it. We can also do the same setting on the other side. At this point, I would move my head over to the middle of the car, and I would kick out the right side mirror, kick it out pretty far, and I am looking for my passenger side door handle in the lower left corner. Once I've got that, I come back upright, I do not see the right side of the car or the left side. But what I do see is the lane. What this allows me to do is I can see a car approaching from the rear in the inside mirror. Regardless if they pass me on the left lane or the right lane, I will see them in the mirror until that point which they disappear from the mirror, they will appear in my peripheral vision. Therefore, we have eliminated the blind spot. What we increased is 360 degrees of visibility, which helps our situational awareness. Just a tip from Motomark 1. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this today. We'll be doing more of these for you. What I would like to do is encourage you to visit our website at motomark1.com, and also please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We put up some very interesting posts. I think you'll enjoy those. And also a reminder, we do 2-wheel, 3-wheel, and 4-wheel training. Our 2-wheel training covers everything from the low speed maximum control to on-road training called Staying Safe, and our adventure motorcycle training up in Virginia. Our 3-wheel training, we partner with BRP. We do specific training for Can-Am Spyders and Rikers. And then our 4-wheel training. We are a AAA approved traffic school. In other words, if you get a speeding ticket and need some help, give us a call. We have a class for you. If you have fleet vehicles, multiple vehicles on the road with salespeople and drivers, and you need a defensive driving course for your company, we can help you with that as well. And we are now teaching driver's ed. Who better to teach people driver's ed than the people that have done it for a living for many, many years? Our instructors have a lot of years of experience, both in the military and law enforcement, and we're all trained professional instructors. Thank you again for visiting Motomark 1. We look forward to seeing you soon. And remember, drive on purpose.